Vanessa Puna, she's joining us live from the Western Cape High Court this morning. A very good morning to you, Vanessa. Thanks again for joining us. Unfortunately, the world cannot avoid drawing parallels between this particular trial and that of Oscar Pistorius. The latter had seen a large media contingent gathered outside the courtrooms from early on in the morning. When it comes to this particular trial, are we seeing similar scenes? What's going on there on the ground at the moment?
Yes, I think we are seeing similar scenes. On the ground, we have a host of media organizations that have been setting up camera equipment, journalists preparing for the trial since as early as 5 o'clock this morning. There's definitely not a lack of interest from the various local and international media in covering this trial. It's been almost 4 years in the making, and I don't think that any media house is not interested in covering this trial. We know that there's been a stringent, or rather a strict accreditation process because of the number of organizations that are wanting or that have wanted to have their journalists and camera crew present inside the Western Cape High Court. Only a handful have been accredited to actually go inside court. Now, we won't be seeing live broadcast of this trial, at least not until judgment and sentencing in this matter. We've had a communication from the National Prosecuting Authority in a letter directed to Deputy Cape Judge President Jeanette Traverso, agreeing to at least 2 camera people at a time entering the court to take pictures and video material before the trial. That's between 9 and 9:15. What remains to be seen is whether Dewani will be already in the dock at that time. Now, the world has been waiting for current and updated visuals of Dewani since his arrival in South Africa earlier this year. There's been an absolute ban on camera equipment inside court. There's been very few live visuals or actual visuals of him since he's arrived here and since he's been detained at the Falkenberg Psychiatric Hospital here in Cape Town. So you're right when you say that the world is watching. The world's media definitely are represented here at court today.
And Vanessa, once again, our justice system will be in the spotlight as it was in the previous case that we just touched on. We have heard from Annie's family. They say that they have full confidence in the justice system in South Africa. We know a lot of time has been spent to reach this point, 4 years in the making, appeal after appeal. A lot of money has also been spent by the South African government. Also, those special travel arrangements that were made for Dewani to come to South Africa, the extradition process. So a lot of time, a lot of money been spent, but the family saying that they have full confidence in South Africa's justice system, haven't they?
Yes, indeed. And again, last night at the media briefing here in Cape Town, Annie Dewani's family, father Vinod Hindocha and Ashok Hindocha, her uncle, have again said and reiterated their full support, or rather their full confidence in the South African judiciary as well as the authorities from the very word go since their 3.5, almost 4-year-long battle for Dewani's successful extradition to South Africa, to the team of prosecutors that will be leading this case in the matter. They've once again thanked the South African public as well as just people across the world, really, who've been giving them their support. But you are quite right when you say that the eyes will be on South Africa's judiciary once again. There's been lots of interest in this matter, lots of interest in this case since it broke when Annie Dewani's lifeless body was found in the shuttle taxi in Khayelitsha on the 14th of November 2010.
And Vanessa, also perhaps lastly, what can we expect not only from the court processes today, because we know Shrien has appeared briefly on a number of occasions in court in South Africa, but what can we expect going forward? What is to happen today? What are some of the witnesses, or who are some of the witnesses that we can expect as the trial develops?
Dewani is expected to plead today to the 5 charges against him, which include kidnapping, murder, as well as robbery with aggravating circumstances. So we do expect him to plead to these charges today. And then also, when it comes to possible witnesses in this matter, the state has remained tight-lipped about their list of witnesses. There's been much speculation about exactly who will come and testify for the state. So far, the only confirmation we've received at the previous pre-trial hearing of Dewani Dewani is that his former co-accused, Zola Tongo, who is the taxi driver who entered into a plea bargain with the state and who was then subsequently sentenced to 18 years in prison, will be one of the witnesses the state intends to call to testify against Dewani. And then also a second confirmed witness to testify for the state is Nzuamadoda Kwabe, who is also one of the men convicted of Annie Dewani's murder. He's currently serving a sentence of 25 years, also having entered a plea agreement with the state. The only one of the three men currently jailed for the murder, Holide Mgeni, he is the only one to have actually stood trial up until this very morning when Dewani, the fourth accused in the matter, goes on trial.
Vanessa, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for that update. We'll continue to cross live to Vanessa throughout the course of the day. Do stay with us. Let's turn our attention